Hi, it's Yvette from Mank Healing and Wellbeing. I hope you've had an amazing Christmas and I hope that you are manifesting an absolutely awesome 2020. I've taken a couple of weeks off over Christmas to focus all my intention and all my love and light on my family, and I'm so happy to be back in full swing with a full diary and back on YouTube. I have the most incredible session to bring you today, one that I promised that I would give. This is a session, my own personal session that I had recently before Christmas with my soul sister and colleague, QHHT colleague Laura Whitworth. It was the most incredible session ever. As many of you may be aware, I've been awake since birth, really. So I've always been aware of energies and abilities to channel and all those sorts of things. But never have I channeled so directly and with such force and intent and such passion as I did within this QHHT session. It was evident very quickly that my guides were coming through and channeling through me. My guides are the Council of 9 higher interdimensional beings, and they came through with some absolutely phenomenal information with regard to the shift and with regard to what's happening on the planet at the moment. So I really hope, in fact I'm absolutely sure that you will enjoy the content of this, and I know that many of you have listened to Laura's video on this also, so it will resonate with you, I'm sure. So when we went back in the session in hypnosis, excuse me, the first thing I saw was beach and trees. So I was at this beautiful place, and the waters, they were beautiful, crystalline blue, and a big waterfall, absolutely gorgeous. It was so still and quiet and relaxing. It smelt fresh, so beautiful and clean and fresh. And Laura said, describe the waterfall to me. The waterfall is really high, and I could see it to the right, very high up. I can see the rock on the right. It's like a quartz. And as the water comes off, it's clear, but it's white as it flows down. The noise from the waterfall is just beautiful. It was just beautiful. What does it sound like? It's at a certain frequency, and it's just so relaxing. Tell me more about this place. This place is a place that I can go. There's no one else there. I can walk to the top where the water comes from. I can look down. I can see the trees over to the right. Beautiful dark green and gorgeous vegetation. The beach, the sand is a light golden colour, and it's where I go to relax. If you look at your feet, what do your feet look like in this place? I can't see any feet. If you become aware of yourself and your energy, how do you feel? I feel I'm energy. Does your energy have a particular frequency or colour? They're showing me blue. And this place that you come to with the waterfall, where is this place? And at this point I could feel the energies coming in, the frequency. It was just like I felt a whoosh, and my breathing really started to alter significantly. I was taking in lots and lots of air. And I know somebody on Laura's video did comment that this is something physiologically that happens when you're raising your frequency, and I'd absolutely agree with that. So my breathing changed significantly. Sirius. Describe Sirius for me. It's beautiful. It's crystalline. I can see the crystals above. What colour are those crystals? White and pale blues. I can see dolphins in the water. Tell me more. I feel I can go anywhere. I can go into the water. What does the water feel like when you go in there? It's warm. It's really warm. The dolphins are laying about in there and swimming. The energy feels high. It's beautiful. In this place, in Sirius, where you are, this beautiful blue energy, what else are you aware of? And as I looked around, I was drawn towards the waterfall. I can see someone stood behind. As you concentrate on the waterfall, that person who is stood behind will become clearer and clearer. I can see they're wearing white and they have white hair. They're not coming forward. I'm seeing them in between as the water comes off the waterfall. So as the water came down, so the waterfall's here, and as the water came down, it was like I could see this man stood behind the water. He had beautiful, beautiful energy. And does this person feel familiar? Yes, yes. He's got a stick. I couldn't think of the word for staff. So he's got a stick, a wooden stick, and it's got a huge amethyst on top. And have you seen this being use that stick before? No. He reminds me of someone I saw many years ago when I learned Reiki. I remember seeing a similar man, and he is Abraham. He looks very similar, but he is much older here. And what is the energy that you get from this being as you look at him? Extremely high dimensional, extremely high. The stick is to do with healing. I know it's to do with healing. What's the significance of the waterfall? Why is he behind there? The water is healing also. If you connect with who you are, the energy you are in this place, you recognize this being as a healer. What is it that you do in Sirius? I heal. And when you are doing this work in Sirius, as this beautiful blue energy, who or what is it that you are healing? And there was a pause. It's those on earth. How do you do that? It's my frequency. It's set at a certain key, and the frequency interacts with the person and turns on their spark of light within them. So it's your particular frequency. Yes. So whilst you are on Sirius, how are you healing those on earth? We use the light and come around them, the healing blue light of Sirius. Some of them see us and others don't. What is it that's significant about the colour blue? Blue is of our dimension. It resonates with all of us. As this beautiful blue energy being on Sirius, do you work with others like yourself? I feel like I'm on my own. Why are you on your own? I can't see any of the beings around me, but I can see other blue lights around me. I can't sense any of the beings around. Just of the blue energy lights, yes. And this white being that you see behind the waterfall, is this white being significant for you? Yes, he is an aspect of me. And what aspect is he? The healer. He's the healer. Who is it that he heals? Everyone. Those who wish to be healed. He's got long white hair. He is known as Abraham. And he is an aspect of you. Yes. And he was known as Abraham when he came to earth. Yes. Has he been to earth many times? He has many aspects, or he is many aspects of many. The last time we knew him in his pure form, he was Abraham. This is Laura. She is continuing his work. Yes. Is Yvette also an aspect of Abraham? Yes. Has Yvette come to earth at this time for healing? She heals. As she heals, many will awaken. People know this and sense this. What needs to happen for more people to awaken? The ones that are awake are doing incredible work. As they shine their light, the darkness will recede, and as it recedes, more will become aware and awake. As the light begins to flicker within them, they will begin to seek out those and gain assistance from the others. This will activate them. There will be a mass awakening on your planet. A mass awakening. Nothing can stop that now. Nothing. And at this point I felt really the energies just whooshed in. So what they're saying is that as the darkness starts to recede, more people will become aware, and they'll seek out the ones that are already awake and aware because their frequency is much higher. So that is phenomenal. And that's what's been happening all over the planet already. What is it that will cause this mass awakening? Laura asks. The energies and frequencies on your planet now are as such that the tipping point is taking place. There is nothing that can stop it. It is huge. This is happening. As it takes place, that which you call darkness will start to recede. And that's when it will occur. It's happening. It's happening now, right now. People are becoming more and more aware of it. What exactly will we experience when the tipping point is reached? Lightness will come through, the love, the joy, the ease of life. You won't be controlled anymore. How will that manifest in the physically on the planet? What will we see physically? At first you will feel the love, and then on your planet you will see the difference in other humans and how they interact with others. They will no longer be judgmental, no longer be good and bad. This will not exist. There will be love and light. There will be lessons, yes. These are to ensure you will evolve. Do not judge them. There will be no judgment now, no judgment. You bring forth the light and this will activate. And at this point, the breathing was extremely deep, really getting the oxygen in and raising the frequency higher and higher to meet the higher dimensional beings. And Laura asks, and it has been spoken about that there will be a splitting of the earth. This is already happening. You feel it. Many of you do. You have the activations within you. I know some of you feel that this is more challenging, but you have been trained many lifetimes for this before. This will become easier and easier. You have teams working with you. You are never alone. Never. So Laura asks, and how will we experience the shift into the new earth and the new fifth dimensional consciousness? During your sleep states, many of you are working on this now. People are being moved and shifted. You won't feel it as a physical, it just is. It is already taking place, and as you move, you will notice those that aren't shifting at this time, they will simply lose contact. And you will just simply be moved. It just is. The work that you do off planet during your sleep state is helping immensely and has been for a while now. We are almost there. Laura asks, what is the work that you mentioned that is happening off planet as we are in our sleep states? Getting ready and preparing for those. Many of you are already a high enough frequency to shift. Many just need slight adjustments. Those adjustments must be undertaken in their sleep states to ensure that they are of the frequency to move. Those of high enough frequency will undertake that work when they leave their physical at night. They are able to undertake this work with ease, with others in their sleep states. Many that have crossed before are assisting and are awaiting us. What will happen when we reach the frequency needed to shift? Huge smile. And raise in the frequency of love. When the frequency is reached, it will be beautiful. Those abilities that we had before, they are natural. They are what you term as normal. States of healing, it will just be so. Levitation, moving things with your mind, kinesiology. You always knew that you could do these things in the 3D state. And earthbound state, it was removed. When we shift completely, these, as you call them, gifts, are normal. It is how it will be. It is how everyone will be. The portals will be open, the abilities to move wherever you please, wherever you choose to go. When you say the portals will be opened, can you give me more information about these? There are portals, there are vortexes, where your governments, those in power, know about these. They have been closed for millennia. These have been shut. Why were they shut? To keep you in a state of control. These need to be opened so that you can travel with ease throughout the galaxy. This is your right. You have the ability to travel wherever, whenever, to travel, to do the work that you need to do. These were closed and shut down. Many, many beings have come to Gaia, to Earth, and have worked with others on your planet to get these opened. Your governments, those in power, and there were huge changes in breathing then. It was almost like I was in labour. Lots and lots of air in. Those of the cabal have wanted to keep these closed and wanted to keep you in a state of not knowing your abilities and your awarenesses. This shall no longer be. These are opening as we speak, and it shall be that those who move to the new earth shall travel and have access to many, many things that in other lives you have had naturally. So the energy was so forceful there. It was almost like it wasn't an anger, it was a need to get across that this is a very natural occurrence, a very natural thing for us to do. But because we are so controlled, that these portals had been purposefully shut down. So that was really, really important to get that across. Laura asks, what are the things that we will have access to? What kinds of things? You shall be able to travel to planets that you can only dream of, planets where there are beings that some of you may have had awareness of, but the abilities to live as your true selves, your true beings, to live within the light and to heal. To work with the energies. This is normal. This is normal to work within those high frequencies now and work with your soul families. Your work on Earth has to raise the frequency of Earth. Earth is for everyone, but there have been groups of people who have tried to take Earth for their own. This shall no longer be. Everyone should have access to Gaia, to this planet. And those on Earth, many, their home is on other planets. They have lessons they work on their planets, on other planets. And Laura asks, and when the shift happens, how will the people who shift with the new Earth experience this shift? You will know. They will. At the moment, many are releasing karma, releasing that which no longer serves a purpose in this higher dimension. They will feel free. They will feel the lightness. They will feel the freedom. They will feel it. They will know as it takes place into this new dimension. They will feel the love, energy surrounding them. It will be intense, but they will feel it. What will the new Earth be like? And I had a huge smile on my face, huge smile. And I just felt the love. It was incredible. It will be beautiful. It will be just as you've imagined. It is love. It is joy. It is high frequency. There is no control, no need for that. Pure joy, pure love. Well, we have access to our galactic cousins. You will have access to whatever you want access to. Using the portals and vortexes, you will go to wherever you want to go. If you want to help in a certain galaxy or dimension or planet, then you will simply be able to do that. You have always had the ability to do that. How do you access those portals? How do you go through the portal system? You simply use your mind. There are bridges. You simply go towards the bridges. These, of course, aren't solid bridges, but they are bridges. There are portals. Use your intuition. Go to the portal and use your minds, and you are there. Yes. And we all have access to these when we shift, do we? Yes. We have been working on opening these portals. Many, many generations of humans have been working on opening these portals. And now this is possible. This is happening. What is happening with our sun at the moment? The sun, another big smile. It used to be yellow and now it's white. It's a portal. Many use this as a portal. This is not the portal I speak of previously, but the sun is changing frequencies. It's very high frequencies. This too can be used as a portal with direct access to source. Is this where the wave of light will come from to the planet through the sun? The frequencies have been changing for many years, and that is why the colours have changed. Now the sun is pure white light, and those rays are already affecting the energies for those that are aware. Many will use the sun to raise their frequency through sun gazing, but these rays are all around. They come directly through that portal, that sun portal. Some people talk about something that has been placed in front of the sun to stop us from seeing the ships, a sun simulator, if you will. There is a grid there. It's silver in colour, and there are other metals that are there. It's a checkered type layout, and that prevents a veil, if you will, in the shape of a sphere. It allows the rays to come through. It feels like a gauze. And when I actually saw it, I visualised the sun, and I could see, rather than a sphere, it was almost like a flat circular disc in front, but it was sort of like you would imagine fabric, horizontal and vertical lines, almost like a grid, a checkered effect, but I could see the different types of metals within that. It was very interesting. What's the purpose of that? It stops, it allows the rays through, but prevents many humans from seeing what is happening behind the scenes. Have the Cabal put it there? And very strongly, it was a very strong yes, yes, this is something that we have not been able to remove, but many can see through this. It matters not. Some have seen other spheres around the sun. What spheres are they? And at first, I didn't see anything. As I'm looking round, and suddenly into view came a red sphere. So I said, there's a red sphere. Yes, I see a red sphere. The energies from this red sphere are trying to block the energies, the high frequency energies emanating from the sun at this point in time. Who is in the red sphere? Who controls it? Those who are linked to the Cabal. And do we have a name for those on the planet? Would they be the Anunnaki? And again, my excuse me, my breathing changed very, very, very deeply, very forcefully as I was trying to get the air in. Reptilians, yes, yes. Anunnaki. How is it that they're able to get so close to the sun? The sun is such high consciousness, direct link to source. And again, very deep breathing as I was channeling. They are using what you call dark entity magic that will protect them as they get close to that high vibration. They are able to get very close. Those who work within the light will recognize this. They are not able to affect those who work within the light. How can we make sure we stop protected against these reptilian beings? And at this point, rather than being really forceful in the way I was speaking, it was almost like a whisper. And so when Laura asked, how can we protect ourselves? The pyramid. You must stay within the pyramid of white light. It will protect you and will not allow anything other than white light to penetrate that field. It is strong protection. So always imagine the white light pyramid protecting you. Always, yes. We've spoken about the ones who transition to Earth, to the new Earth, and what they will experience. What about the ones who stay on the old 3D Earth? They will continue their lessons. It will not feel any different for them. This is what they know and what they understand. It will feel the same to them. It will still be low frequency, but this is their chosen path. They will learn lessons and they will move forward when those lessons are learned. What is the significance of the fleet of ships that is around our Earth at the moment? This is the work that is being done at night. This is where those high frequencies enter the ships to be taken to the new Earth. Some will be taken to densities of their choosing, where they still have lessons to learn. Where they don't quite meet the frequency, they will go to densities where it is almost there and be allowed to learn that and then move forward. When the shift happens, certain people will be taken on the ships. Yes, they will. They can learn what they need to learn just to bring them up enough to be able to access the new earth frequency and density. Those that are very low frequency will need to stay within their dimensional reality and learn their lessons, before their transition. How will the ones who are very high frequency, who are the frequency necessary to go to the new earth, how will they get there? So much easier. They will just transition in their sleep states. It will just occur. And what about Yvette? Is she of the frequency right now to transition to the new earth? Yes, she is working with us at this time. What is she doing when she is working with you? She is helping birth the new beings on the new earth. Is the new earth already there? Yes, it's already there. Huge smile. It's just waiting for the final push. And this will bring it into physicality, Laura asks. It will. It will bring it into alignment. And so Yvette is helping birth new beings on the new earth in her sleep state. Yes. And who is on the new earth at the moment? On the new earth at the moment are those beings who have transitioned out of their physical bodies. They have done the work, and they are there waiting the transition of the lightworkers now and all of the beings who have been working now with this final push to make the transition possible. How is it that we're able to take our physical body into the new dimension? How will that work? The physical body is only physical because you are in the third dimensional reality. It is physical because that is what you believe it to be, when in actual fact, in the higher dimensions, the body is not physical. It is merely a projection of that which you imagine yourself and others to be. There is no physical. All is energy. So when we transition to the fifth dimensional frequency that we believe ourselves to be, what will we see? You will see whatever you believe yourselves to be. There is no solid. If you wish to create solid, that is possible. If you wish to create a chair to sit on, that is possible. But it will not be there within the 5D. There is no need for that. You will just think in energy and frequency and matter, and it is there. You will manifest instantly. When there is no need for it, it will be gone. Laura asks, what will we do on the new earth? We spend much of our time working in the 3D world. The earth as you know it in the 3D, there are so many low energies and frequencies. It takes so much time bouncing between the lower frequencies and higher frequencies. When you make the transition in full, there will be no need for this. You will focus entirely on being able to simply heal. Healing will be done with ease and vibrational frequencies. You have done this before in many lifetimes before. These are, as you call, gifts, but these were removed. You will work within the higher vibrations and frequencies and will access the other planets that are of high frequencies and lower frequency planets also, who will need helping in order to raise the frequency of their planets. Every time a planet raises frequencies, it does not just help that planet, but it helps the whole galaxy. It helps raise the frequency higher and higher and higher. What will happen when Earth raises its frequency? What will happen then? Huge smile. This will have a huge effect on the galaxy. Such a huge, enormous effect. Those reptilian races that have been controlling Earth, that will shift as the frequency raises and has vibrational effects on the rest of the galaxy. They will too have an awakening that they can affect other planets and raise their frequencies. So it allows many, many other planets, many that as humans you have no awareness of, whose planets too have been stuck in low frequencies, by pushing forward into the high frequencies will simply raise the frequency of the whole galaxy. This will be incredible, and it is long, long overdue. As humans, we have been taught that there is only us on these planets. And in trance I started to laugh, in our solar system, that we are the only life. Are there any other beings on other planets in our solar system? There are hundreds and hundreds of thousands of different beings. You have no idea. As far back as records go, there are beings of creation that have been created that live on these planets. Many insectoid beings, many that we call animal beings, dogs, cats. Back in ancient times, Egyptian times, these beings were indeed very powerful beings that were part canine, part god, part humanoid. These types of beings continue on other planets. The greys, the purple beings have been created with different strands of DNA by master geneticists. This is well known throughout the galaxy on other planets, except for many who inhabit Earth. You have been told that humans are the only species. This could not be further from the truth. And when I was saying that, it felt so serious, like, you are the only ones that think this. Nobody else in the galaxy consciously thinks that they're the only beings. Crazy. Laura says, and they have done that to control us. Purposefully, yes. What about Sirius? What kind of beings are on Sirius? There are energies, blue healing and blue lights of Sirius. The water is healing. It is incredibly high frequency. The water to Earth, it will now be understood that water is healing. This will be known in the new year that we approach 2020, the healing power of water. The blue healing power should not be underestimated. What is it about water that is healing? Water will resonate with frequencies and with words. Water can and is being programmed, so simply with a thought or intention. Whilst your physical body is within the water will amplify that healing capacity. On Sirius, Yvette wants to know, does she come from Sirius A or Sirius B? And again, my breathing really started to change as if I could feel these massive, massive high frequency energies coming in. Sirius A. And then I started to whisper. She was transported from Lemuria. When the planet fell, Yvette left that place and came to Sirius. She knows that her energy now resides in Sirius. So she was from Lemuria before Sirius. So we've discussed the shift on the planet. Do you have any indications as to what timescale this will manifest in for us to happen on Earth? Within the next 6 months. So very soon. Very soon. Those who are awake will see this sooner. Those who are starting their transition will become very aware of it within the next 6 months. What is it that will wake them up? It will simply be that they are no longer prepared to accept the insult to their being, to their soul, and the false information that is being put out there. So within the next 6 months, the shift will occur. Yes. And we will be on New Earth. Yes. What can we do to prepare within the next 6 months? Speak the truth, wherever and whenever you can. You must not have 1 foot in the 3D and 1 foot in the 5D. You must be firmly grounded within the 5D and move forward in the knowledge that this must be done quickly. So we can't hide anymore. We can't hide our true selves anymore. We must be who we are and shine our light and effect who we can in this time we have left. Absolutely. What is it that is the catalyst, the final catalytic thing that will launch us into the physical, launches into physically seeing the new plane of existence? Soon the veil around the sun, they will become thinner and thinner and thinner, and those to the earth will see more and more and more as the veil thins. At this point, humans will ask questions and they will no longer be satisfied by the answers. This will trigger a spark within them to seek more knowledge and more information. They will seek that knowledge and information from those light workers that are working on the planet now. Those light workers, yourself included, Laura, who are putting information out into the social media stream where these humans can access it readily, are on the right frequency. They access that information will be done with ease. This is why you need, and I chuckled at this point, to buckle up, because you are going to get so many people come to you, and this is part of the awakening. This is why you are needed. This is why you have been placed here at this point in time, so that people can access you and your frequencies. You are right with what you say when doing this work. It needs to be done face to face, with the person needing to be activated. You must activate this frequency. There is a reason that the people needing to access your vibration will live within a certain distance and be able to access you easily. The dark forces are trying to stop this. At this time, many of you have noticed this in your QHHT sessions, that a person will come, it seems very pleasant, but suddenly there will be an energy that will need your frequency, your energy, your expertise at this time to remove and relocate the energy towards the light. All energies are from the light, but when they are working at this time within the darkness, they will work to try to stop this important mission in time. This is why it is so important that you have clients in front of you in physical form. If somebody was to do a QHHT session via any type of media, that requires electricity or energy, this is so easy for those dark energies and entities to interfere with. This is not acceptable. This is not acceptable to do this. I was very, very loud and forceful when the beings were being channeled through me at this point. We must continue with the plan as it was given. This is important, to continue with what we have been told. QHHT is evolving. This is true. Each practitioner has many amazing skills. This also is true, and these skills are used, and this is why certain people will travel to see you as you have a certain skill that they are needing to access within themselves. But I will reiterate, it is important that this work should be carried out with the original blueprint. The original blueprint for QHHT that was given, and my breathing was really laboured and really getting the oxygen in there. So QHHT that was given many years ago through Dolores. And I was very loud and very assertive at that point. Laura, yes, I agree. May I ask who I'm speaking with? It must have seemed quite bizarre from Laura's perspective, because the energies in the room, the energies that I was feeling within my physical body were massive, were absolutely huge. So at this point, Laura asks, may I ask who I'm speaking to today? And the name, so I was trying to channel and grab the name. So the name and vibration, and it was so difficult because it was a frequency of a name, and I could feel them trying to find the words within my library, within my brain, to give me the vibration, the frequency of that name. And so I got the closest I could, and the sounds that were coming out was the name, and the vibration is Zotron. We are one of a group of frequencies that are currently working with Yvette, one of a group of 9 higher dimensional frequencies. Laura asks, is this group of 9, do we have a terminology that we would refer to you on Earth? We are known as the Council of 9, and they laughed a little bit. This is quite a 3rd dimensional title. You know that we are simply higher dimensional, evolved beings. We are here to assist with the raising of the consciousness and frequency at this time. Does Yvette work with all of you? Yes, Yvette belongs with us, with this frequency. Are you located in Sirius? Yes, we are located within that higher frequency dimension. Does she work with you in her sleep state? She works with us at all times, even within her waking state. We are there when she does QHHT, when she speaks with clients and people, and they laughed. She knows it's not her. She realizes that she is channeling. She has been training over many lifetimes. This is normal for her now. What training did she have? Back in times of Lemuria, and also the planets where she has lived, the crystalline planets, she carried the goddess energies. She has been trained by those energies, those higher frequency energies. She has been trained by those energies, those multidimensional energies. We had to wait till she was in a position where she could step forward. She was aware of this training. She knew. She has been shown many times where she was within that great goddess power. She was using those energies and frequencies at will. During the great downfall, those energies subsided and those strands of DNA were removed. When Yvette was born to this earth life, she chose her parents because of their open-mindedness and willingness to allow her to develop in any way she wished, as long as she harmed none. So she was able to bring forward and remember that knowledge and wisdom from those past lives, and the knowledge and wisdom from ancestors and fractal energies that are coming through at this point in time. As the Council of Nine, do you have any advice for Yvette? I thought I was going to get told off at this point. Yvette needs to believe in her own energies. And I had a big smile on my face at this point. If I could show her now the power and energies that she had in the times of Atlantis and Lemuria, she would step forth without hesitation. Now is the time. She needs to do this again without question. She needs to believe with every fibre of her body that this is now, is the right point in time where she is no longer alone. This is why she has been hesitating for so long. She has been alone for most of her life. And by that, what they mean is that because I was awake from birth, nobody else was awake around me. So for the first, well, I'm 45 now, and there's a huge awakening, which is marvellous. But when I was a lot younger, actually, people weren't awake. So that was very, very different. So this is why, sorry, I've lost the plot now. This is why there has been hesitation for so long. She has been alone for most of her life. She was placed in a specific area on the planet where things, and then as channeling, I giggled a little bit, all very slow. And so this information and knowledge she has and learnt since then, and she's remembered and carried forward. But she has kept a cloak on to protect herself, and that was essential years ago. But now this has to be removed. She has to step forward with the full knowledge that she has. She is part of the whole team, the whole tribe that is now stepping forward and standing and moving forward. Many people have the same situation. One of what is known as the indigo, where they have come forward. But now, in this time, we are not alone. She knows this now. She feels it. She feels the energy within groups and within other people. Time to shine your light bright. Those that are drawn to us, they will see it and they will come. The more that stand up, the easier it is to balance and tip that scale and allow the process to occur with ease. Laura, what gifts does she have access to now? She has access to many, many gifts, as they laugh. She thinks she doesn't, but she does. She has always channeled. She is learning the gifts of telepathy and gets quite irritated by mobile phones and wishes everybody would just use telepathy. She always has had the gift of healing, always. Yvette will walk into a room and not realise the impact of her energy, as she has kept this cloak on to fit in throughout life for far too long. For many years, she felt like she was on the wrong planet. She was waiting for us to collect her. It has taken many years. A soul sister, Caroline, she was delayed in her process of awakening, and she should have woken many years before, so that the energies Yvette brought to the planet would have complemented her energies. But there was unforeseen circumstances, and Caroline made decisions that meant she did not awaken at that point in time. Yvette was lucky that she made decisions to allow her to stay within the awakened state, and she just had to be patient and aware. She chose a husband. He was chosen because he would have no judgment over her beliefs and would be her engineer and be able to not just build physical structures for her to advance in her abilities, but also build energetic structures around her to be able to move forward and to do the work she needed to do at this point of time. Now, I have to say, I remembered very much of the session that I had with Laura, but that paragraph I have no knowledge, no memory of saying that at all. Yvette is amongst a group of people that feel comfortable with assisting in the relocating and moving of dark energies that are trying to thwart our last push before we move to the higher dimensions and densities. There are other light workers on the planet with many gifts, and some are not comfortable working with the lower energies, but you must remember you are protected. Everything came from the light and everything will return to the light. If the therapy that is taking place is to be helping and assisting the lower energies that are on people, around people, or attached, you are protected. As practitioners, you are protected. You are using the higher level of protection. That beautiful pyramid of white light, you don't need to be concerned or worried. Don't think of things as good and bad. Everything is from the light and everything will return to the light. Those of you who have had skills, you will find that these people will be drawn to you for your sessions, because in order for them to be awakened, they have to release that lower energy from their light body, and then that spark, that beautiful divine spark, will ignite within them and they will awaken fully. There was lots of other personal information that was given in that session that I have left out. I have to say it was a very, very intense session. The reason that Laura and I swap sessions, and it's something that practitioners do regularly because we learn tremendously from these sessions. The intention was to use me as a surrogate session. I do this with many of my clients where I will use their body and I'll ask questions about a loved one, why a loved one has manifested a certain disease, and why it's been manifested and if it's possible to do healing. On this occasion, without breaking any confidences, 2 phenomenal healings took place. Laura didn't need to speak to my superconscious or my higher self because the Council of 9 were doing a superb job coming through, channeling with all the information. Firstly, I had somebody very, very close to my heart that had been given information about a tumour. And we were able to ascertain why that had grown, and the council were able to remove that, and phenomenally a scan was done a week later, and indeed there is nothing of concern now. That is completely gone. That was absolutely incredible. Laura also had somebody who was very, very close to her heart who had abdominal problems, and using me as a surrogate, we were able to identify the problem within the intestine, and traditional medicine had done scans on the abdomen and everything was completely normal, but the council were able to show me where the problem was and what it looked like, and why it had been manifested, and indeed healing was given there too, with incredible results. I hope you've enjoyed this session. Lots and lots of information about the shift. And of course we have to remember that QHHT, yes, we're getting all this amazing information through about the shift, but QHHT, is about healing, and there are some incredible healings taking place, phenomenal healings all the time with QHHT. Everything is energy, we go through all sorts, through all space, time, dimension and reality. And those energies are stored within our light body sometimes, and it's the release of those energies that can help to get rid of diseases or help kickstart that healing process. So that was absolutely amazing. I'm really looking forward to bringing you a session next week. I've been so busy. Put your comments below, and of course email me if you've had any similar experiences or if anything resonates you. I'm at ankhealing.com if you'd like to book a session with me, and of course there's the official QHHT website. You know, if you want to choose somebody in your area, just make sure that you resonate with that person. It's really important that you have a good rapport with your practitioner, and I know that you will have the most incredible experience and healing that is just perfect for you. Thanks so much for listening to me today, and I love every single one of you. Take care, and I will see you next week. Namaste.